Welcome to MALLEN Live. We're doing our first round of casting some StarCraft 2 action from Austin 2018 WCS. We've been watching Poison having a brutal go in the group stage 1 and group B. Excuse me. We've watched 3 games versus Krem, the Terran, and now he's been going against the Zerg opponent, Scarpling. And he's down to 0-2. He is down 0-2. 0-2. So, totally rooting for our 80 to 100 APM buddy, Poison. He's going to get a win. It's going to be this game. I can feel it. I can feel it. So we're going to switch over and we're going to get things going. All right. Now, in the upper left-hand corner, we have the underdog, Poison. Sorry, that's super annoying. And in the upper right-hand position, his opponent, Scarpling. With all that Zerg love. Been watching some Aliens lately, so Zerg is right up, right up the alley. All right, so in this last match, still didn't see any proxy stuff. I know it's difficult to go against Zerg, which was Poison's strat straight up against Terran. But he's been forced to kind of try to wall off, and actually that's not true. He kind of did he proxied a cannon, which was able to deter the natural, which just went down, by the way, for Scorpling. We're going to get our production tab up so we can actually see what's going on. So we got that fast expansion, got gas going. Probably going to see that spawning pool come up next. Meanwhile, on the pro base, we got a gateway and the gas. And gas is established. So I'm assuming we're going to see a natural coming down here. We are, before we take that gas again. But he was able to, in the last game, deter, at least coming down the ramp, trying to deter the reinforcements coming, but Zerg was able to get enough slings past that, turn to Bane's bust through that wall, and GG. Alright, so Probe was doing some investigation in the lower right. I thought in 1v1 you could only spawn in these 2 positions, but that tells me that I am incorrect. It looks like you can spawn in all 4, and so unfortunately for Poison, because that's the way things are going, it's going to be in the last spot he's going to look. But he sees the natural there, so he can pretty much be rest assured that nothing too crazy too early from the early pressure is going to be happening. So he's got his nice wall set up here with 3 gateways. Excuse me. 3 gateways down. His cores to follow, and now placing a shield battery to to buffer that single pylon, powering all that stuff in the line. He's got extra guys on gas now, and we're going to see which way he decides to tech up. Meanwhile, back in Zerg base, we got Metabolic Boost, almost a third of the way done. Natural still there, a couple lings on the field now, and we are looking at Drone versus Probe count 25 to 22. Zerg's got a little bit of a lead there. Not any crazy queen counts or anything coming up yet. Second one's about to spawn. We might see some creep spread. Gonna mix things up a little bit. Right now, pretty standard. Zerg's gonna want to look to take a third or be a little bit more aggressive. Zerg can't stay on the same number of bases as a Protoss or a Terran. So we're going to look to take a third, and it looks like he's going down into the bottom position right beneath him, rather than expanding toward him, which is interesting. I see a lot of Zerg players especially liking to expand toward the player, just because it's easier and more natural to kind of rally units toward them in the aggressive position. So we're going to play a little more defensive back here in the lower position for Zerg's third. Meanwhile, we got a sentry on the field doing some shield stuff that Zerg doesn't like too much and is pretty effective against them, either with barriers or the dem shields, though. With Hydras, which we've already seen on the field, we've got a Stargate coming up. This is something that we have not seen a lot of out of Poison, is the air. the air. The whole, it's like the fourth dimension on the field, right? We got the ground, we got the low ground, we got the high ground, we got all the grounds, and then there's the air. So I guess it's only third, but you know, who's keeping track? Look at this single file sling line, gonna run in, see what it can do with this front. Oh man, there's not a lot there. It's kind of walled off. We got a Depths doing a decent job, but we got Banes coming. Another Bane bust. It worked so well last time. Why not try it again if it's not broke? Don't fix it, right? We got a single annoying Phoenix on the field. Going to be doing some decent control and damage against the Overlords. But in the meantime, this Bane bust is going to go straight for the shield. Oh, the force fields come down. Do a pretty good job of isolating the damage that was already done to that shield battery. Going to get Scorpling to back up a little bit. Still getting reinforcements, though. We got Slings and Banes in production. We're following up behind the lines, though, with a Twilight Council. We might be seeing some DTs again, maybe? Or maybe we're just going Blink for those Stalkers to be a little bit more effective against all these Slings on the field. We will see. Also, coming up in production, we got a couple more gateways. So that's going to be up to 4 gateways with that Stargate. Oh, and we're supply capped. He's supply capped. We got to get that pylon in production that he's thrown down, but he's at the front and did a little bit more damage. Still almost Johnny on the spot with those with those force fields. Could have been a little bit better position, but now he's going to do a little scouting, see if he has a little bit more room to play with. He does. Behind the Zerg, we're just starting to get a little more saturation on the third. Just threw down some Evo because we're going to start thinking about upgrades as we move toward the mid-game. Little Hydra transition. I like where this is going. One thing I have not seen, we previously saw DTs and Archons versus Hydra-heavy composition. I'd love to see some Lurker play or something else along the tech tree for Zerg if we get to that point. So this third is going to start getting some more macro love. We're dropping 2 more gateways. That should take us up to 6. And we've got Blink coming in for these Stalkers. So we got a decent mixture here. We got a Stasis Ward coming down from that single Oracle. We got an Oracle on the field. Oh, we got 2 Oracles on the field. Didn't see those previously, so those are going to go in. We're going to see if they can catch anybody off guard. Get some drone kills or maybe even a Stasis Ward in the back of the awaiting midline. There are no spores down yet. There's 1 spore in the main. That is it. We're going to see if the natural is going to be ready. That Queen is a little bit far off. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 kills. 6 kills on the drones. They're going to go up to the main. See if they can get any more. They can... Oh, are they going to trade 1? That's a good pullback. That's 2 more. Almost kept that. So that's a total of, I think, 7? Oh, it's hard to tell with all the Lings that have already been killed and the Banes. But I think that was about 6 or 7 drones. So that's a decent amount of annoyance. A good trade for one of those Oracles going down, I would say, overall. So he's going to pull back. He's already taken, or in the process of taking a third behind that. So that's a good thing to come back home to. I like that trade. Meanwhile, though, we have a kind of scary Zerg army that's building up here. Looking down here, actually, the production tab, Zerg is a little supply capped. We're getting them Overlord kills, which I like to see, which is actually working very well in Poison's favor. So this is straight up pretty even. We got drone to probe count 52 to 50. And the macro department, 94 to 93 supply. We're both on 3 bases, which again is going to slightly favor Protoss. Even though we're not even near the saturation level, we're starting to get back up into an even, or, yeah, maybe starting to lean into Protoss's favor. It's not leaning into Protoss's favor. There's way too much Zerg army. Let's actually look at the army supply. So we got a little bit more from Scorpling, 55 to 42. But... you know what? I have faith. We're going to see... What do we get? What do we got going now? Lots of upgrades. All right, so we got 1-1. We got 1-1 from Zerg. That's defense and anti-air. I'm sorry, I forget what all of the and range for the Hydra. I forget what all the names of the actual upgrades are, so I apologize. Bear with me. We just have a robotics bay finishing off. So we're either going to see some Colossi on the field again, or we're going to see some disruptors. I would love to see some disruptors. Again, micro-intensive. The APM of poor old Poison, though, I don't know if he is going to be learning his lesson there. All right, we got Slings coming in, trying to get some surround on all these Stalkers, who now have Blink, I believe, finished. So he, oh, and Storm is on the way, although I don't see any of the High Templar there. The, oh, beautiful force fields down, though. Cordoning, whatever that word is. Doing a decent amount to being effective against the Hydra that are on the field. So, they're going to come up from the other position, though. We got a shield popped. It's going to reduce a lot of damage. Those Banes aren't super effective. Doing a good job shielding that off. That Immortal is becoming godlike. Not focusing it down. Already has 6 kills, doing so much damage. 7, 9. This Instructor, 10. Look at that. The Hydra could probably finish that off. Choosing to pull back just momentarily. Maybe just trying to do a little bit of economic damage, denying that gas any longer. This Immortal, though, still 11 kills. All right, trying to reinforce. We got lots of Banes, Slings, and Hydra still in the unit composition, and Archons and Colossi with those lenses on the way. This is going to be fun. Can't see where that's rallied, though. Hopefully he's got that in some good position. The Stasis Ward is tripped. That takes out about a third of the army. Going to be a good point in time to come up and poke if he can. Oh, he can't drive him back, though, so not going to be able to make full effect out of it. Has an Observer back, warping in more Zealots, it looks like, to maybe get a little bit of a concave before he can. Can't really make full use of the ramp. Doesn't have super good position. He's going to straight up prevent the Slings from coming in, but now it's just straight up Hydra battle. Hydra deals so much damage. What are we looking at right now as far as upgrades? There are 2. They got range and +2, +1. Oh no, poor Colossi. Get out of there, abort! Jimmy, no! Oh, that Colossi goes down super fast. That was, got caught out kind of in the mix, though, but he still has a decent, that's a scary bio ball by itself. Good stack. Look at this. Couple Colossi, an Immortal, 3 Sentries, Stalkers, and now we're starting to see the High Templar. The thing that we have been waiting for, because those storms, can change the battlefield in the favor of the Protoss so easily with just a couple of drops. So we're going to see if he can take advantage of that. Zerg taking advantage of the high ground currently, though, coming and attacking from the top, trying to penetrate this defensive posture from Protoss, but Protoss is split between the two, which isn't super great. Zerg's got a decent-ish surround, not making full use of all of his units, but those Colossi need to back up out of range of those Hydra before they can actually be super effective. Now that they're back within the shield battery radius, though, they're going to be more free to just do some damage. If the Stalkers can target down that Overseer, that would take away a lot of the sight advantage that the Hydra are benefiting from right now. Instead, he's just going to poke up to the main, going to take down the core. That's going to cut off so much production capabilities. Lots of Zealots now warping in. These Colossi are going to be able to finish him off. He's not pulling drones yet, but the economic damage is going to be brutal. We can see Zerg is trading a little bit negatively here, but that push is going to do its economic damage. As you can see that we've dropped down now. Protoss was well below Zerg, but is now just slowly climbing back up. Bank side, both teams have not been spending resources super effectively. We've got almost 2K. They're actually pretty even. 2K and 1K. Min to gas. We've got a little bit of creep spread going up, which I like to see from Zerg. Is going to be able to be a little bit more effective on creep. Protoss is taking a 4th. I actually like this. He needs to be careful not to overextend himself. That's a really good stasis ward coming down right here. But if he can keep... Oh, I spoke too soon. We just see the 4th coming down now for Zerg. That's a little bit out of place. If Protoss, if Poison can recognize that, I think he can capitalize. He should be able to shut that down, and he would be at a pretty good position, a positional advantage at this time. But in the meantime, we got more Hydra in production. We're going to see more defensive +2 coming online here, and I think we just are securing ourselves a little more economically from the Protoss side of things. He's super saturated up in the top, so we're looking to move things down a little bit and shift things when we get base number 4 going. That is a scary amount of Hydra. I really would like to see some lurkers or something going. I just want to see it. It'd be awesome. But those Hydra are a little squishy to these Colossi. It doesn't matter, though. I like this recall if he can manage to get those out. He does deny the 4th, though. I really like it. I really, really like it. Forces Scorpling to just position when he's going to take the top 4th. I feel like that's probably where he should have gone anyway, because he's going to be routing those guys through like we were talking about earlier. Hydra is going to do some searching, going to see if he can catch any rogue Colossi. What a Storm! Storm doing maximum damage. Looks like he lost that High Templar, but does a decent amount of damage. And that Colossus, which probably should have died, lives to see another day. All right, so what else has changed? We got a Robo down with the 3rd. Not a lot of gateway stuff going on. What's going on the production tab? Up here from Buddy Poison, man. You got to be building stuff. Where are the units? I don't see unit production right now. I don't see upgrades. We got one more structure there. We got a High Templar. A High Templar. Meanwhile, that's a scary army. That's a scary army. Let's look at this army tab. It's still favoring Poison, though. So that is what Protoss does. The Death Ball in full effect is about to start marching toward this Zerg army. I like where this is at. Zerg can't be doing well from an economic perspective. Protoss has the advantage with the income tab there, slight advantage. He's just now able to actually take saturation at this 4th base, throws down his 5th. So if this Death Ball can recognize the timing or awareness of this situation from a macro perspective, we could probably see Poison just gain a little bit more of an edge by shutting down Scorpling economically. Still don't see a ton of creep spread. As I say that, he's moving stuff out a little bit. Like to see them Zergs staying on them creeps. Yeah, what do we got floating around? We got a probe scouting stuff out a little bit further south. Now he's taking a 5th as well. Again, back to evens. Gonna benefit that Protoss, but I still... Oh, carriers and DTs. What in the what? Oh, I like this, though. All right, so now we're starting to see some tech trees. Still building the Hydra. Spire's almost done. We got a Lurker Den finishing up as well. Going to be able to have a little bit more versatile composition than just these Hydra. These carriers, I totally missed the fleet beacon go down. So we're going to see a little bit of carrier gameplay. I don't know, and DTs. I don't know what we're going to see from the Zerg. If he's going to tend to go straight to Corruptor into Broodlings with this composition. Might be beneficial with the Colossi, just to give him a little bit more of a meat shield for the ranged attacks of the Lurkers of the Hydra, which is very likely, which is unfortunate for the carriers that are popping out, which are going to be countered by the Corruptor should they decide to join the party. We got 8 Lurkers coming in as he shuts down the 3rd and the 4th. Oh, so good. Zerg is back onto 3 bases. That's going to take the income tab down drastically. So we're doubled up from a mineral perspective. Zerg has a little bit of an advantage. We're going to see how this battle goes. That's a lot of Hydra, and if he can get those Lurkers down or pick off that carrier. Oh, the storms. Good storms while he was concentrating on the carrier. That was so good. Lurkers coming down a little bit late, but still so effective. Oh, Immortal, what are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. You're an executor with 26 kills. You don't make rookie mistakes like walking into burrowed Lurkers. Oh, and behind it, Poison doing some poisonous things. Getting some queen. I almost forgot what the word for queen was. Getting some queen kills, some drone kills. That's going to force Zerg into some all-in-ish style play. All right, so we're going to try to do some trades. Let's see the angle that he wants to take. Right here, we got Lurkers leading the charge, as they should, against some DTs. Without sight, they're not going to be super effective. Oh, the storms are going down, hitting a lot of the Lurkers with some of the Hydra. Another nice storm down, taking some own friendly fire, though. The DTs doing what DTs do, and who gets the win? Poison gets the win. Atta kid, that's what I like to see. I had the feeling. For the record, I didn't watch that beforehand, so I'm pretty happy with that. Like to see my boy, who's been getting hammered, come out with a W. That was exciting. All right, thanks for watching. That game number 3, we're gonna take another quick break. I think I'm gonna find one more game to cast, and then I think I'm gonna mix it up. So, thanks again for watching. Until next time, be right back.